This is where many students' cell phones in Canada are going right now. In a basket, not to be used all day. Others might be able to get it back at break time, and some won't be able to come into a school with a cell phone at all. And it's not just in Canada, cell phone bans are being adopted in schools all across the world. Over the summer, Cyprus and the Netherlands announced bans in schools, along with a bunch of states and districts in the US. But reading your comments about our coverage on this, some of you say you use your cell phone to listen to music to help you focus. And others say a ban would be difficult to enforce. So do cell phone bans even work?
Politicians seem to say, as a very easy, nice slogan, ban the phones. It's catchy.
It's a bell-to-bell restriction on cell phones.
Campbell did a review of 22 studies on cell phone bans around the world. In her review, she found there's little to no conclusive evidence that a one-size-fits-all mobile phone ban in schools resulted in improved academic outcomes, mental health and well-being, and reduced cyberbullying. She said the outcomes of a cell phone ban changed depending on how the study was done, the number of students involved, and how the ban was implemented.
We don't know it's beneficial, or we don't know that it's detrimental. As we don't know it, why does government insist all schools ban them?
Part of that might be to do with UNESCO's call last year for schools around the world to ban cell phone use in classrooms. The agency said there was research that showed phones distracted students and led to poorer academic performance. Another researcher and former teacher I spoke to said the research on cell phone bans is still relatively new, but the most effective type of ban is
the approach that actually gets implemented.
He mentioned that bans that have been very restrictive have helped students focus, but they have been hard to implement. In Ontario in 2019, for example, the province announced a ban, but it wasn't enforced. Now, the call to restrict cell phones is a more specific, tiered plan. Students get access to their cell phones at certain times or not at all, depending on their age.
If there is consistent communication and consistent enforcement, after about a few weeks, things tend to settle down. Even students themselves will see the difference that it makes in terms of their learning and social climate.
But this researcher says that students are more aware than ever about their screen time, and an outright ban might not be the best approach.
To say you're just not going to have access to technology is frankly unrealistic and sends a very mixed message to young people, because on the one hand we're saying we're banning devices, but on the other hand we're saying, but apply for a job, which happens to be online, and seek certain services which happen to be online.
She says it would be more productive to teach young people about healthy cell phone habits in the classroom.